I am
Yeah,
not
yeah.
educated. I don't know how to get a job. I can't handle a children or handle a job too. And if I were a single mother and I have to go and work, where I'm leaving my children, yes, all valid concerns.
Mm-hmm.
All valid concerns. But the truth is, you have never tried. How do you know? Right?
I get your point there. Yeah.
And and then again, of what sense is it making if you are staying with someone that's abusive to you for the children?
Yeah.
How healthy is this for them that they're seeing their mother being brutalized and beaten or cursed at or raped or especially if it's under the influence of alcohol, or for whatever reason,
Uh-huh.
the male is triggered or the female is triggered, and they're growing up in that now. How sensible is that?
Uh-huh.
Exactly what form of a father figure or what a great example is that to the children in the home if you're staying with this man or woman for them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there's so many different ways in which this can be looked at. There is no one strategy here. There's no one solution because everybody's situation is so different, right? But what I want, what the reason why I'm starting this set of conversation and discussion is because we have got to let people know that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the reason why it continues to happen is because you are allowing it.
Yeah.
Now we have another thing whereby several times you'd have women, they're beaten so badly that they decide to finally go to the station and make a complaint.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 days later, after they've gotten to themselves and he call and cry up and come to the house and beg back,
Mm-hmm.
you go and withdraw those complaints. And then the man is free to do as he pleases again. Now you need to understand something. Every time you do that, you are fueling him to do it again because
Yeah.
he knows that you're not serious enough. You love him too much
Mm-hmm.
to do that to him,
Yeah.
right? You're not gonna do that to him. He knows that if he calls and beg you and send a flower and do chocolate and tell you, I promise I'm gonna change, you're gonna fall for it. And this is the weak behavior because we're obviously humans too. And the reason why many of us continue to go back is because we're guided by emotions and inside of us. And every time he begs back, he's begging back in a different strategy. So you're thinking to yourself, really and truly, that this is the change I've been waiting for. Bull.
Yeah.
Stop it. If this has been ongoing for months or years, chances are very likely, my friend, that he already sees you as a prey, right? He already thinks you're weak enough and he will continue to do this regardless and how much you have hope that he or she is going to change. They will not,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I know that this is all, everybody's probably saying, oh, it's so easy for Josh and Sarah to sit here and talk about this,
Yeah.
right? It's not easy for us to sit and talk about, right? Because we all know when you love someone, especially if you share things together, house, assets, children, it's difficult to walk away from
It
that.
is true.
As a matter of fact, I will speak on a few high profile cases, of course, no names called,
Mm-hmm.
where in these very elite homes in Guyana and Georgetown, in these families, many domestic violence, many abuse occur,
Mm-hmm.
and we would not have known until that person couldn't take it anymore and they spoke out about it. This happens so many times in so many households. It's prevalent so many places. In every status of people, you find domestic violence and domestic abuse happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people just keep it together, they hold it together because guess what? My husband rich and I'm enjoying this life. I mean, what's to kick up and do punch up when I still get to wear, $1,000 shoe on my feet,
Mm-hmm.
or I still get a chance to be a part of this elite community. So for several reasons, people, they bear the chafe, as you want to say, right? And then this
Mm-hmm.
one here is a conversation that not many people are ready to have,
Mm-hmm.
and this is very taboo. And I'm pretty sure a lot of persons might get upset with me for saying this, but the truth is I really don't care because it needs to be said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Many times the reason why women continue to face domestic violence is because that's what they were told subtly to accept,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because when you get married and you go, and typically I'm going to say this in Indian homes and Indian family, especially those in the countryside, this is
Mm-hmm.
where it's most prevalent, right? You would be told if you get married and you go into a home and your husband put the hand on you because you wrote in wrong, or you didn't wash the clothes, or you didn't do something. Obviously, there has to be a reason that triggered him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you call and complain to your parents, or if you run back home, they tell you you better catch yourself back to your house and fix it.
Yeah.
right? Now, in a way, that's a good or a bad thing, because they're trying to tell you that, oh, it's okay, that don't let this be the end, to work on it, which is fine, right? But if that becomes a pattern of behavior and you're seeing your daughter or your son being subjected to abuse, and you're telling them and you're chastising them and telling them to go back and face that, so because your husband put your hand on you, you're gonna run? No, you stay and you make that work. So this has been a pattern of behavior. This has been something that has been instilled in children especially, because that is what our foreparents and our grandparents, that's what they were subjected to. And so that has passed on. That's a generational curse that has passed on, where you grow up, especially if you grow up with your grandparents, they will tell you, they will instill that in you, right? And what they also instill in their male children is that it's okay to do that. Right? Beat your ass. Beat you if she should not get sense. Put to clap and shit. These are the common things that we hear, right? And so what we don't realize is that we are somehow contributing to what our children are facing, because we let them know that it's okay for that to happen. You don't cut and run. You stay and you burn. You stay and you take that. You fix it. Right? And as the more and more you talk to more people, is the more you realize that we ourselves are the problem. Right? This is not any alien thing that we have inherited. We are the ones contributing to domestic violence, and so it must begin with us. We have to be that change.
I agree with you.
And so, of course, we can't touch on everything today, because this will take so much to be said, so we'll try to discuss as much as we can every day. But I just want to touch on that for today. It's definitely something for you guys to think about. We'll wrap up today's discussion on domestic violence, but you can join us tomorrow and next week as we touch on various aspects of domestic violence. Perhaps we can have one or two persons more trained to speak on this, who can be on the show, and they can offer us advice, and they can help us to understand if we're being violated, if we're being abused, how we can deal with this and what solutions are there. Because yes, of course, we can talk about domestic violence for the rest of the year, but if we're not offering solutions, then how exactly are we contributing to assisting these people? Right? So guys, domestic violence is I don't think it's on the rise. I think it's just now being more publicized, because people for whatever reason feel more confident now to talk about it, because of the support that they've been getting from the communities and societies and people in general, when they know that, hey, you're actually being abused, I'm here for you. And that's what we need. We need more of that. We need more confidence. We need more people to offer assistance and stop saying, that's not my business. Right? So yeah, that's for today, guys. Comment in the comment section and let us know what are your thoughts on domestic violence, and let us know if you agree with what we've said, and if not, what are your perspectives, what are your opinions. We'd be very happy to hear what you've got to say. But it's that time for our movie of the day. And today's movie, we are going to be doing Dil To Pagal Hai.
All right.
Right? I remember you asking for this one a little while ago. And this is a movie that it's a classic movie because it stars, of course, Shah Rukh Khan, Karishma Kapoor, my favorite girl, and also Madhuri, the classic queen of India. And this movie is back in 1997, October 31st it was released. And it has been, of course, a box office success. Dil To Pagal Hai remains one of the songs, the movies and the songs are played in all wedding houses and all parties and everywhere, because, we absolutely love it. It's one of the set of songs that's been remixed the most in Bollywood culture. So yeah. So the movie is all about Rahul. He's the director of a successful music and dance group, and considers Nisha his best friend, who is Karishma Kapoor. And Nisha is secretly, she's madly in love with him. So following an injury, new dancer Pooja, which is Madhuri, she joins the company, and Rahul finds himself falling for her. But she is engaged to Ajay, who is a son of the family who raised Pooja following her parents' death. So it's like she feels like she owes them something. As preparations for the new show progress, will Rahul decide on a happy ending? Well, you've got to look at the movie to find out. But I love these 90s movies, because their situation, their storyline is so different from today's world that we live in, and so it's interesting to look at and see what happened. Of course, I've seen the movie, I know what happens, and I think many of us can tell what happens, but it's looking at it still and being a part of everything about it is what's interesting. So guys, let's go straight over to Dil To Pagal Hai. Enjoy.
अरे भोली सी सूरत, आंखों में मस्ती, दूर खड़ी शर्माए। आए हाय, एक झलक दिखलाए, कभी कभी आंचल में छुप जाए। आए हाय, मेरी नजर से तुम देखो तो यार नजर वो आए। भोली सी सूरत, आंखों में मस्ती, दूर खड़ी शर्माए। आए हाय, एक झलक दिखलाए, कभी कभी आंचल में छुप जाए। आए हाय, मेरी नजर से तुम देखो तो यार नजर वो आए। भोली सी सूरत, आंखों में मस्ती, आए हाय। अरे कुछ हो गया, कोई न पहचाना। अरे रे अरे, बनता है तो बन जाए अफसाना। चांद ने कुछ कहा, रात ने कुछ सुना। चांद ने कुछ कहा, रात ने कुछ सुना। तू भी सुन बेखबर, प्यार कर, ओ हो प्यार कर।
आई है चांदनी मुझसे कहने यही, आई है चांदनी मुझसे कहने यही। मेरी गली मेरे घर, प्यार कर, ओ हो प्यार कर।
चांद ने कुछ कहा, रात ने कुछ सुना। तू भी सुन बेखबर, प्यार कर, ओ हो प्यार कर।
ला 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 ला। क्या कहूँ क्या पता, बात क्या हो गई। दिल लगी ये मेरे साथ क्या हो गई। एक इशारा है ये, दिल पुकारा है ये। एक इशारा है ये, दिल पुकारा है ये। इससे चुरा ला नजर, प्यार कर, ओ हो प्यार कर। चांद ने कुछ कहा, रात ने कुछ सुना। तू भी सुन बेखबर, प्यार कर, ओ हो प्यार कर।
हे हे
कब तक चुप बैठे अब तो कुछ है बोलना
कुछ तुम बोलो कुछ हम बोले और ढोलना
कब तक चुप बैठे अब तो कुछ है बोलना कुछ तुम बोलो कुछ हम बोले ओ ढोलना
कब तक चुप बैठे अब
And we've come to the end of yet another beautiful Thursday edition of Subah Pyar. Despite the fact it's been a cold one this morning, we really hope that we've kept you warm inside with the great music, alright?
Alright.
So I want to wish you all the best. Have a great remainder of the day. And remember, say no to domestic violence, alright? 914 24/7 hotline number. Just call it today, alright? Someone there will be at the other end of that line to answer. What do you want to say to the people this morning as we skiddly daddle out of here?
I just quickly want to send out this this greeting. So I have Armilla Tarchand. She's currently in the US and she says, "Hi Sarita, please send a shout out to my daughter-in-law Steffi and my grandson Zave for me. I love them and I miss them. And to my entire family and to our Kaieteur radio family and to all of our onlookers, well-wishers, wherever you may be. Thanks for joining us this morning.